The rain fell like a curtain over Arlington National Cemetery, turning marble white into ghostly gray. Tourists scattered for cover as thunder rolled across the sky. Everyone except one man. A towering Russian general, broad-shouldered and rigid as stone, marched toward the tomb of the unknown soldier. His medals clinked like distant bells, and his boots slammed into the wet pavement with defiant purpose. But the lone sentinel, standing watch in immaculate uniform despite the storm, stepped forward with a crisp, deliberate motion, rifle angled, gaze unflinching. "Sir, you will halt." The general snorted, water dripping from his cap. "I do not take orders from American children guarding empty graves." A pulse of tension shot through the crowd. The sentinel did not blink. He did not shift. He merely repeated, slower and colder, "Sir, you will halt." Lightning cracked behind them like a warning from the heavens. The general smirked and took one step closer. The sentinel stepped directly into the general's path. Every motion sharp, rehearsed, sacred. "This post," he said, "is guarded day and night. No weather, no threat, no rank outranks this duty." The general scoffed. "Your guard ceremony is theater." A veteran in the crowd barked, "Show some respect." But the sentinel raised a gloved hand, silencing even the thunder. His voice lowered. "In that tomb lies someone who died for more than one nation. Maybe American, maybe Russian, maybe both. That is why this place is holy." The general hesitated, just a flicker. He had not expected the guard to speak more than a rehearsed command. He had not expected conviction carved from granite. The sentinel continued, "You are free to disrespect me, General, but you will not disrespect the fallen I protect." Another step, soft, deliberate, deadly calm. The Russian general, used to power bending before him, felt the strange pressure of something he could not conquer. Honor. A flash of memory struck him, unexpected, unwelcome. Years before, during a mission in the Caucasus, he had lost comrades in a blizzard because weather grounded every helicopter in the region. He remembered the weight of their bodies, the silence of the snow, the way he whispered their names even though protocol forbade it. He blinked the memory away. This American boy in uniform, this sentinel, was nothing like him, was he? But then he noticed the guard-soaked uniform, the flawless stance, the way he ignored the storm as though pain, weather, and fear were illusions. He recognized it. Commitment, devotion, a soldier's promise. The same promise he once had before politics poisoned everything. He clenched his jaw. Why do you stand in the rain for a man who might not even be American? The sentinel didn't move. Because he doesn't have a name. So I give it mine until he rests. The words hit the general harder than any bullet. The storm intensified, drumming against stone and steel. Still, the sentinel stood unbroken, rifle steady, shoulders squared. Finally, the Russian general exhaled, long and low. He looked at the tomb, at the eternal flame, at the wreaths, at the inscriptions carved not for one man, but for all who never returned home. When I was young, he admitted quietly, I thought only my homeland produced heroes. The sentinel said nothing. The silence was permission to continue. But I was wrong. His voice cracked slightly. A hero is any man who dies with courage, whether under your flag or mine. Rainwater streaked across his medals like tears he refused to show. He stepped back, slowly, deliberately, a gesture of submission no soldier made lightly. I apologize to you and to those who rest here. The crowd watched in stunned awe. The sentinel gave one short nod, neither forgiving nor condemning, just acknowledging. Honor, recognizing honor. The storm began to ease, as if the sky itself exhaled in relief. Then something unexpected happened. The Russian general stood at attention. His boots clicked together, spine straight as a spear. Slowly, almost reverently, he lifted his hand to his forehead in a full military salute. Not to the guard, but to the unknown soldier. The sentinel stepped aside, granting him the space. The general's salute held for a long, impossibly long moment, until the rain softened into a drizzle. When he finally lowered his hand, he whispered, "We are enemies only when we forget our dead." The sentinel replied quietly, "And brothers when we honor them." No applause followed, no cheers, only silence, the kind that soldiers understand better than words. The general turned to leave, humbled by a guard half his age. The sentinel resumed his post, pacing with perfect precision. And from that day forward, the Russian told the story everywhere he went. In America, even the unknown dead are honored with more courage than some armies show the living. A lesson learned in rain, silence, and the shadow of a tomb that belonged to every nation on earth.